Welcome guys ඔයාලා හැමෝම පිළිගන්නවා fan talk segment එකට.
අනිවාර්යෙන්. ඉතින් යාළුවනේ ඔයාලා මේ එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නේ අපේ virtual camper එකේ අන්තිම දවසත් එක්ක. ඉතින් හරියටම කිව්වොත් අපේ virtual camper එකේ අන්තිම මිනිත්තු කිහිපයත් එක්ක තමයි ඔයාලා මේ විදිහට එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නේ.
චමෝත්. මට හරි දුකයි.
ඔයාට විතර නෙමෙයි සුබුද්ද. අතන මොකද මටත් හරි දුකයි. මොකද අපේ fans ලගේ ආලින්දයට යන්න හම්බෙන අන්තිම දවස තමයි අද.
ඒකත් එක්ක තමයි. මම දැන් අපිට කෝල් එකක් එනවා නේද?
අපිත් එක්ක කෝල් කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. hello.
hello.
ඔව් කියන්නේ.
hello මම මේ වෙලාවේ මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකට කතා කරේ ඇත්තටම සුබ පතන්න මේ කැම්පරියට. ඉතින් මම මේ කැම්පරියට හදවතින්ම සුබ පතනවා. ඔය දෙන්නටත් ඒ වගේම සුබ පතනවා මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක ලස්සනට කරගෙන ගියා.
ඉතින්
කැම්පරිය thank you.
ඔව් කැම්පරියට කැම්පරිය ඕගනයිසින් ටීම් එකට ලොකු දෙයක් කරලා තිනවා. ඉතින් අපි වගේ අය මං හිතන්නේ මේ වෙලාවේ ලොකු දෙයක් ඉගෙන ගත්තා මේකෙන් අන්තර්ජාල පහසුකම් කොහොමද හරියාකාරව මේ වගේ වැඩකට හොඳ අත්දැකීමක් ලබා ගන්න කොහොමද මේ හසුරව ගන්න කියලා. ඉතින් බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඔක්කොටම. මං හිතන්නේ වෙන්දා වගේ නෙවෙයි වෙන්දාට කැම්පරියේ ඇත්තටම වැස්සොත් අපිට පොඩ්ඩක් අමාරුයි නේ මං හිතන්නේ. ඉතින් මේ පාර වැස්සත් අපි ගෙදර ඉඳන් කැම්පරියේ කරා. ඒකින්ද මං හිතන්නේ ඒක සතුටුයි. පොඩි දෙයකට උනේ ඇත්තටම වැස්ස වෙලාවේ පොඩ්ඩක් අම්මා පොඩ්ඩක් කෑ ගැහුවා මේ කොරෝනින්ද
අම්මා කෑ ගහලා.
වෙන දෙයක් නැහැ. ඉතින් සුබ පතනවා ඔය දෙන්නටත් කැම්පරිය ඕගනයිසින් ටීම් එකටත් මම සුබ පතනවා.
thank you.
මේ පාර ඔය දෙන්න මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක කළාට මම හිතන්නේ හොඳට කරා. ඉතින් ලබන පාර මම හිතන්නේ අලුත් දෙන්නෙක් එයි කියලා මම විශ්වාස කරනවා.
මේ කෝල් එක කට් කරන්න.
මම හිතන්නේ
hello. අපිත් එක්ක කෝල විසන්දි වුණා. ඉතින් අපේ කෝල වගේම ඔයාලත් මේ virtual camper එකෙන් අලුත් දෙයක් ඉගෙන ගත්තා නම් ඔයාලා අපේ comment box එක විවෘතයි. දැන්ම එක comment එකක් දාන්න.
ඉතින් අපි හිතනවා ඔයාලා activities වලින් හොඳ experience එකක් ගන්න ඇති කියලා.
අනිවාර්යෙන්. ඉතින් මේ වෙලාව අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නවා අපේ camper එකේ organising committee එක. ඉතින් අපි camper එකේ organising committee එක ගැන අනිවාර්යෙන් වචනයක් දෙයක් කතා කරන්න ඕන.
ඉතින් මේ වගේ අතිසාර්ථක කැම්පරියක් කරන්න අප කැප වෙච්ච සියලු දෙනාම මේලා මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ.
ඉතින් ඒකම අපේ virtual camper එකේ brand ambassador ගැන මේ වෙලාව අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් අපි බලමු ඔහුගේ අදහස් මොනවාද කියලා.
ආයිබෝන් මම මොහමඩ් ෆර්සාන් මොහමඩ් අම්මාර් මම සහිරා විද්‍යාලයෙන් ඉගෙන මෙවර ශිෂ්‍යත්ව විභාගයෙන් ලකුණු 200ක් ලබා ගත්තා. ඉගෙනීම හැර බාහිර වශයෙන් මම පෝතක බාලදක්ෂ කණ්ඩායමේ බාලදක්ෂයෙක් ලෙස වැඩ කටයුතු වල නියැලුණා. මම 2020 ශිෂ්‍යත්ව විභාගයෙන් ලකුණු 200ම ලබාගත් නිසා මෙවර පැවැත් වූ 55 වන virtual campery වැඩසටහනේ සන්නාම තානාපති ලෙස තේරීපත් වුණා. පෝතක බාලදක්ෂයෙක් වීම මට කිසිසේත්ම ඉගෙනීම් කටයුතු වලට බාධාවක් වූයේ නැත. එය මාගේ ඉගෙනීම් කටයුතු වල ජයග්‍රහණය සඳහා අඩිතාලමක් වුණා. COVID-19 නුවදුර තිබියදී අන්තර්ජාල ක්‍රම ඔස්සේ මෙවර පැවැත් වූ 55 වන virtual campery වැඩසටහන සාර්ථකව සිදු කිරීමට හැකි වුණේ. මමද එහි තිබෙන වැඩසටහන් වලට සහභාගී වී විනෝදය අත්පත් කරගත්තෙමි. එසේම ඔබද එහි වැඩසටහන් වලට සහභාගී වී විනෝදය ලබාගත් බවට මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙමි. ස්තුතියි.
ඉතින් සුබුද්ද මේ වෙලාවේ මේ අපේ comment section එකට එක දිගට comment වැටිගෙන
කොහොම මේ comments
ඉතින් යාළුවනේ අපි ඔයාලට කිව්වා ඔයාලගේ comments අපි අනිවාර්යෙන් අද කියවනවා කියලා. ඉතින් එක්කෙනෙක් දාලා තියෙනවා comment එකක් අපි මේ camper එකෙන් SDG ගැන ඉගෙන ගත්තා. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම හරිම සතුටුයි ඔයාලා SDG ගැන මේ camper එකෙන් ඉගෙන ගත්ත එක ගැන.
ඔව් ඒත් එක්කම චමෝත් එක්කෙනෙක් දාලා තියෙනවා කැම්පර් එකේ ඒගොල්ලෝ වෙබ්සයිට් ක්‍රියේට් කරන විදිහ ඉගෙනගෙනලු.
ඉතින් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ඔයාගේ පර්සනල් වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් හදාගන්න මේවා කැම්පර් එකෙන් ගත්ත එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක තුලින්.
අපිට හරි සතුටුයි.
ඉතින් තව කෙනෙක් දාලා තියෙනවා we learn about public speaking කියලා. ඉතින් අපිට හරි සතුටුයි. මම හිතන්නේ අපේ කැම්පර් එකේ තිබ්බ lead through communication 101 program එකට සම්බන්ධ වෙලා තිනවා. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම හරිම සතුටුයි.
චමෝත් ඔයාලා ලුණු කතාවක් කිව්ව නේද? ඔව්. අපේ ස්කවුට්ලා කෑම හදන්න ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා හොඳේ.
ඉතින් ඇත්තටම අම්මලා සතුටු වෙනවා. ඉතින් මේ මගේ පුතා දැන් කෑම වෙනවා කියලා. ඇත්තටම හරිම සතුටුයි. තව කෙනෙක් දාලා තියෙනවා මේ කැම්පර් එකෙන් අපි අලුත් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක් ගත්තා. thank you organising committee. ඉතින් ඔයාලට thank you අපේ කැම්පර් එකට participate කරාට.
ඒ වගේම තව එක්කෙනෙක් දාලා තියෙනවා මේ කැම්පරේ එකෙන් අපි ඇමරිකන් ස්කවුට් ගැනත් ඉගෙන ගත්තලු.
ඉතින් මම හිතනවා අපේ US ස්කවුට්ස්ලාත් එක්ක තිබ්බ කල්චර් එක්ස්චේන්ජ් ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකට සම්බන්ධ වෙච්ච ස්කවුට් කෙනෙක්. ඉතින් සුබපතනවා මේ වගේ අලුත් අත්දැකීමක් ලබා ගන්න ඔයා ඒ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකට එකතු වෙච්ච එක ගැන.
අනිවාර්යෙන්.
ඉතින් ඒ විදිහටම තව කමෙන්ට් එකක් දාන්න අපි අලුත් විදිහේ කල්චර් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක් ගත්තා. ඇත්තටම වටිනවා. බොහොම වටිනවා.
ඉතින් වෙනත් රටවල කල්චර් දේවල් ඉගෙන ගත්තම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට හොඳ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක් එන්නේ නැති නේද?
ඉතින් ඒ වගේම තව කෙනෙක් දාලා දෙනවා ෆස්ට් ඒඩ් ගැන ලොකු දෙයක් ඉගෙන ගත්තා. ඉතින් බාලදක්ෂ ජීවිතය කියන්නේ බාලදක්ෂයේ ප්‍රථමාධාර කියන්නේ අත්‍යවශ්‍යම දෙයක්. ඉතින් මේ කැම්පර් එක තුලින් ඔයාලා ප්‍රථමාධාර ගැන ෆස්ට් ඒඩ් ගැන තවත් අලුත් දෙයක් ඉගෙන ගත්තා නම් ඇත්තට මේක අපිට සතුටට කාරණාවක්.
මේ ඔයා දන්නවනේ අහසි තරු? ඔව්. අහසි තරු දන්නවනේ. ඉතින් තරු ගැනත් ඉගෙනගෙන.
ඔව් මේ තරු ගැනත් ඉගෙන ගත්ත කියලා අනිවාර්යෙන් දාලා දෙනවා. ඉතින් වෙලාවක් හම්බුණා අපේ හඳහනත් බලලා දෙන්න.
හොඳ අනිවාර්යෙන් හොඳයි. මගේ අදහනත් බලලා ඕනේ.
ඉතින් අපි කිව්වාගේම ඔයාලා කමෙන්ට්ස් ටිකක් අපි කියවුවා. ඉතින් මේ දවස් 7ක කාලය තුල අපි හිතනවා ඔයාලා ලොකු එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක් ජීවිතේට එකතු කරගන්න ඇති කියලා.
ඔන්න අපේ ස්කවුට්ස්ලා මේ සැරේ ඉතිහාස ගත වෙනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකන් ෆස්ට් එවර් වර්චුවල් කැම්පර් එකට පාටිසිපේට් කරලා.
ඉතින් ඒ ජයග්‍රහණය හැගීමත් එක්ක අපි ඔබට සුබ පතනවා. සුබම සුබ නව වසරක් වේවා කියලා. ඉතින් ඒ වගේම ඔයාලගේ බාලදක්ෂ ජීවිතය, බාලදක්ෂ අනාගතය හොඳින් සාර්ථක වෙන්න කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන ගමන්
එහෙනම්
අපි ඔබගෙන් සමුගන්නවා මේ
Camporee Fan Talks.
Camporee, Colombo, Camporee. Oh, Camporee, Camporee, Colombo.
In Lord Baden-Powell's last words to his scouts, he said to be contented with what you have got and make the best of it. Look on the bright side of things instead of the gloomy one, which I find so related to our 55th Colombo District Scout Camporee. Don't you, Muad?
Yes, the 55th Colombo Camporee is very much related to it. Imaya, didn't we forget to say something at the opening ceremony of the 55th Colombo Camporee?
A top secret, right?
Yes.
Yes, on the very first day of the Camporee, we got a personal invitation from Cambot to visit his village. So right now in the background, what you can see is the Cambot's village, and we are coming live right to you from the Cambot's village.
Yes, while all scouts were enjoying this Camporee right from their homes, we were at the Cambot's village and we had a great time, right Imaya?
Yes, Muad. But sadly, this is going to be the last day that we'll be spending in Cambot's village. So, distinguished guests, scout masters, and my dear brother and sister scouts, we warmly welcome you to the closing ceremony of the 55th Colombo District Scout Camporee.
May we now invite our dignitaries to proceed in lighting the traditional oil lamp as a customary in this part of the world as we commence any occasion, any event with divine blessings, and that light which is testament in ushering in positive energy for the closing ceremony of the 55th Colombo Scout Camporee. And without further ado, let's start off with Mr. Meril Gunatilaka, President, Sri Lanka Scout Association.
Mr. Kapila Kalyana Pereira, Chairman, Committee of the Council, Sri Lanka Scout Association.
Major General Milinda Piris, Chief Commissioner.
Mr. Janaprit Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner, Member, World Scout Committee.
Mr. Nanda Fernando, National Training Commissioner.
Dr. Rajiv Piris, International Commissioner.
Mr. Sarat Matararachi, National Program Commissioner.
Dr. Manchula Sahabantu, Assistant Chief Commissioner, Management.
Mr. M.C.M. Zaruk, President, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch.
Mr. Sarat Chandra Sirivisana, Chairman of the Executive Committee, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch.
Mr. Amil Abe Sundara, District Commissioner, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch.
Mr. Supun Chailat, Organizing Commissioner, 55th Colombo Camporee, Assistant District Commissioner, Rovers and Youth Engagement. Now it's time for us to pay tribute to our motherland. Please rise for the national anthem.
Sri Lanka Mata, Abba Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Sundara Sri Varini, Surani Ati Sobhamana Lanka.
Thank you. Something that gives us a meaning and purpose for the life we live and inspires us with courage, spirit and hope is our religions. Now let us take few moments and observe our religions.
Thank you. The person who has always been the backbone of the Colombo district is none other than our Colombo district commissioner. Our next invitation goes out to Mr. Amila Besundara, District Commissioner, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, to welcome the gathering.
Good evening. Mr. Meril Gunatilaka, the President of Sri Lanka Scout Council, Mr. Kapila Kalyana Pereira, the Chairman of Sri Lanka Scout Council, Major General Milinda Piris, Chief Commissioner, Mr. Janaprit Fernando, the Deputy Chief Commissioner, Mr. Nanda Fernando, the National Training Commissioner, Mr. Rajiv Piris, the International Commissioner, Mr. Sarath Machararachi, the National Program Commissioner, Dr. Manjula Sahabandhu, the Assistant Chief Commissioner, Mr. MZM Zarup, the President of Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, Mr. Sarath Chandrasiri Vitana, Chairman of the Executive Committee, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, Mr. Supun Jayalat, the 55th Colombo Camporee Organizing Commissioner and Assistant District Commissioners, my dear Scouts, parents and leaders, every great beginning has an ending. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the dignitaries and my dear Scouts to this unique ceremony marking the closing of the 55th Colombo Camporee. Even though Sri Lanka's first ever virtual Camporee marks its ending today, the memories, experience and the make it made in the books of the country's history will live on unending. As a district and organization, we all can stand proudly as we overcome the physical challenges brought by the COVID-19 global pandemic by hosting the first ever virtual Camporee. Saying true and living up to the Scout motto, be prepared, I am very sure that 55th Colombo Camporee has given a new experience, inspirations to all our Scouts in Colombo. This event would have not been success without the people who worked tirelessly around the clock to ensure that our Scouts would receive a different but nonetheless best experience. The 55th Colombo Camporee will ever stand as a mark of the resilience, dedication and perseverance of the scouting spirit in Colombo district. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Let us now get entertained with the performance of one of our brother scouts, namely Rashad Amarsinga from 60th Colombo Scout Group.
Lanka, 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 කුලතිසි නැටි සිරි රාමල් කුමර තුඹු පඬුවන් රජ ලංකා වෙදුසත් විති මහා කරතුම් කිරි සුරු කිරියම් ලද ලංකාරා ඔබ රැකුණොත් ලෝකුවද අප හඬ සීත දඟුලි ලංකා පිනවමු ඔබ ලංකා ඔබවමු ඔබ ලංකා දිවිදී සුරකිමු ඔබ ලංකා මහවැලි කළු කැලණි වනවේයන් හතරක් ඇති ලංකා සමනුල කිරිගල් පිතුරු තලා නික ගැටවැනි ලංකා වේවතු පොල්වතු කෙත්වතු පෙළ උපුලේ නලන ලංකා මුහුදින් නංගලම් ඔබ වෙතු එහි පනිමු ලංකා පිම්බර ලංකා පිනවමු ඔබ ලංකා ඔබවමු ඔබ ලංකා දිවිදී සුරකිමු ඔබ ලංකා ඔබ හට අත පුවනට උම්මොන් හට ඉඩනතවමු ලංකා අවුන් මෙහියොන් ලුහු බඳවා බුදු මුහුද ගෙවමු ලංකා ගොඩදිය අහසේ හැමතැන ඔබගේ නම කියවමු ලංකා අවසන ඔබට මැකුපුරට මේකයි මෙහෙම පොවමු ලංකා එළමුතු මිනිවැල්ලෙකට දමාලා ඔබ සරසමු ලංකා කස්වැල්වල මල් එකට පුතාලා ඔබ පලඳමු ලංකා රොහුනේ කිරිමැණි එකට හනාලා ඔබ පිටවමු ලංකා ඔබ වෙනුවෙන් දින වෙති සරමල් පිටිසේ සලකමු ලංකා පිම්බර ලංකා පිනවමු ඔබ ලංකා ඔබවමු ඔබ ලංකා දිවිදී සුරකිමු ඔබ ලංකා ලංකා පිම්බර ලංකා පිනවමු ඔබ ලංකා ඔබවමු ඔබ ලංකා දිවිදී සුරකිමු ඔබ ලංකා
Thank you, Rashad, for that wonderful performance.
Distinguished guests and my dear fellow brothers and sisters scouts, Let us now have a look at the main sponsors for the 55th Colombo Scout Camporee.
රටක වැඩ ඉදිරියට යන්නේ ඔබ නොසිතූ මේ ලොතරැයි විරුවාගේ දායකත්වයෙන් නොවේද. රටක් වැඩ අල්ලන දවසේ මුල්ම ගනුදෙනුව NLB ජීවිතයේ සිහිනයට වාසනාවේ ආශිර්වාදය.
මේ දෑතින් රැකබලාගත්ත අප්‍රියස් වෙන්න කෙලින්ම CBL සමපෝෂ කොම්පැනිය මිලදී ගන්න නිසා අපේ ජීවිත රැකෙනවා මහත්තයෝ.
දශක ගානක් අපේ රටේ කෘෂි කර්මාන්තයට වගේම රැකියා දහස් ගානක් බිහි කරලා රටේ ආර්ථිකයටත් සමපෝෂ ආයතනය ලොකු මෙහෙවරක් කරලා තියෙනවා.
එහෙනම් අපේ දරුවත් කන අපේම දෙයක්නේ.
CBL සමපෝෂ දයක් නංවන පෝෂණය.
Camporee, Colombo, Camporee, Camporee, Camporee.
Now is the most awaited moment in the closing ceremony of the 55th Colombo District Scout Camporee.
Yes, it's time for us to award the scout troops who have performed well in the 55th Colombo Scout Camporee.
Best virtual troop campsites.
Chrome Sub Camp.
Third place, 43rd Colombo.
Second place, 10th Colombo.
First place, 57th Colombo.
Opera Sub Camp.
Third place, 5th Colombo.
Second place, 42nd Colombo.
First place, 22nd Colombo.
Safari Sub Camp.
Third place, 13th Colombo.
Second place, 30th Colombo.
First place, 39th Colombo.
Firefox Sub Camp.
Third place, 61st Colombo.
Second place, 17th Colombo.
First place, 14th Colombo.
Most innovative troop level activity.
Chrome Sub Camp.
Second place, 67th Colombo.
First place, 57th Colombo.
Opera Sub Camp.
Third place, 42nd Colombo Gold Troop.
Second place, 68th Colombo.
First place, 16th Colombo.
Safari Sub Camp.
Second place, 30th Colombo.
First place, 21st Colombo.
Firefox Sub Camp. Firefox Sub Camp.
Second place, 50th Colombo.
First place, 11th Colombo.
Troops receiving inspection pennants.
Chrome Sub Camp.
57th Colombo.
98th Colombo.
4th Colombo.
10th Colombo.
56th Colombo.
67th Colombo. 70th Colombo.
43rd Colombo.
40th Colombo.
24th Colombo.
Opera Sub Camp.
59th Colombo.
2nd Colombo.
22nd Colombo.
86th Colombo.
88th Colombo.
68th Colombo.
77th Colombo.
51st Colombo.
42nd Colombo.
12th Colombo.
44th Colombo.
16th Colombo.
25th Colombo.
5th Colombo.
Safari Sub Camp.
60th Colombo.
39th Colombo.
47th Colombo.
9th Colombo.
13th Colombo.
26th Colombo.
32nd Colombo.
78th Colombo.
101st Colombo.
30th Colombo.
96th Colombo.
21st Colombo.
64th Colombo.
46th Colombo.
Firefox Sub Camp.
61st Colombo.
11th Colombo.
81st Colombo.
17th Colombo.
69th Colombo.
76th Colombo.
50th Colombo.
58th Colombo.
14th Colombo,
79th Colombo,
38th Colombo,
35th Colombo.
largest Christmas party competition.
Finalists 11th Colombo and 46th Colombo.
Semi-finalists 40th Colombo and 32nd Colombo. Congratulations to all the award-winning scout troops.
Our very own great scout mentor, Lord Baden-Powell, once said, "The real way to get happiness is by giving out happiness to other people." We scouts of this great scout movement have been able to enjoy life and its beauty. But we shouldn't forget that there are few out there who weren't fortunate enough to enjoy life to the extent we do. And that's why the organizing team has decided to help the CCC House, which is a 188-bed transit home for cancer outpatients and their carers situated inside the premises of the Cancer Institute, allows outpatients easy access to their treatments and to have a fighting chance for a speedy recovery. This project, organized by the organizing team, was focused on providing lunch for patients in CCC House and providing the kids of it with Christmas gifts.
Our chief guest for today is a very special person, and that is the Chief Commissioner of the Sri Lanka Scout Association, Major General Milinda Pires. He was a military personality who valiantly fought in many battles to protect our motherland from ruthless terrorism, who is a recipient of the Rana Vikrama Padakkama, Rana Sura Padakkama, Vishishta Seva Vibhushana Medal, Legion of Merit Award, and was conferred with the award for outstanding contribution to education by the World Chancellors and Vice Chancellors Congress in July 2014, and the Education Leadership Award by the World Education Congress on 23rd of July in 2015. Major General Milinda Pires is currently the Vice Chancellor of the General Sir John Kothalavala Defence University and a member of the Advisory Council of the Institute of National Security Studies. Now, it's time to invite our chief guest for today, Major General Milinda Pires, the Chief Commissioner of the Sri Lanka Scout Association, to address the gathering.
Deputy Chief Commissioner, Assistant Chief Commissioners, District Commissioner Colombo, Assistant District Commissioners, Scout leaders, dear Scouts, Cub Scouts, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to speak few words on the occasion of the closing ceremony of the 55th Colombo Scout Camporee 2020. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizing committee for taking the initiative of organizing this first ever virtual Camporee of Colombo Scouts, and in fact in Sri Lanka. I am sure that all of you had a great time and immensely benefited and enjoyed the event. And I must congratulate the Colombo district for having organized this and taking this initiative to keep the scout spirit going on during these trying conditions. let me take this opportunity to enlighten the young scouts a bit about the history of the Colombo Scout Camporee. Scouting was started in Colombo district at Christchurch in Galway on 14th June 1914 by Mr. F.G. Stevens. This year, you took another huge step by organizing your first ever virtual Camporee under the theme of Path to Reinvention, which is an ideal theme under the trying conditions during this pandemic situation. By organizing a successful virtual Camporee and taking part in it itself, it's an experience. You have proven that you are capable of doing both. This pandemic taught many lessons to the whole world, and especially for us, how to do things during a situation of this nature. As scouts, we need to be prepared always. So therefore, whether there is a pandemic situation or otherwise, we should be able to find ways and means of living with it. And as this is going to be a pandemic situation going to continue in Sri Lanka for a couple of months ahead, we need to find this kind of ways and means to keep the scouting spirit on during this time of situation. So I urge Colombo District Commissioner, Assistant District Commissioners and Scout leaders to keep the spirit and the momentum going. I would like to thank the organizing committee for giving this experience to the young scouts and taking steps to keep the scout spirit high during the trying conditions, as I said. Many of the district commissioners of Colombo districts have gone on to become the chief commissioners. That itself is a testimony to prove the fact that the Colombo district scouting had been always maintaining the required standards, and they have groomed leaders to be the chief commissioners and assistant chief commissioners, assistant deputy chief commissioners, and so on from Colombo district. By organizing this event, you have proven your commitment and dedication for the scouting in Sri Lanka, and you can be proud of your achievements during the past and as of today. Finally, let me congratulate the organizing committee, including the District Commissioner, Mr. Amil Abesundara, and Assistant District Commissioners for organizing a successful Camporee this year, and the participants for your valuable contribution. I have no doubt you would have had a good experience in a virtual scenario how to conduct a Camporee in this kind of situation. I hope you will continue the good work in the future too. I wish you all the best and happy scouting, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
A great personality once said, "Talent is meant to be shared." Likewise, today at the 55th Colombo District Scout Camporee closing ceremony, we've got a Cub Scout from the 60th Colombo Scout Troop, namely Sasmita Alvist, to share his talent with us. you, Sasmita, for the wonderful performance.
Our Camporee was a huge success due to the immense support which was rendered to us by our sponsors. Now, let's go and look into our main sponsors.
රටක වැඩ ඉදිරියට යන්නේ ඔබ නොසිතූ මේ ලොතරැයි විරුවාගේ දායකත්වයෙන් නොවේද. රටක් වැඩහල්ලන දවසේ මුල්ම ගනුදෙනුව NLB ජීවිතයේ සිහිනයට වාසනාවේ ආශිර්වාදය.
කාලාන්තරයක් තිස්සේ අම්මලගේ විශ්වාසය දිනාගත්ත ධාන්‍ය වර්ග 4ක ගුණය පිරුණු CBL සමපෝෂ. දරුවන්ට ඕන කරන ප්‍රෝටීන්, විටමින්, ඛනිජ ලවණ තියෙන අපේම දෙයක් නේ. මෙයාලත් හරිම ආසයිනේ.
CBL සමපෝෂණ පවුලේ සමබර පෝෂණය. රටක වැඩ ඉදිරියට යන්නේ ඔබ නොසිතූ මේ ලොතරැයි විරුවාගේ දායකත්වයෙන් නොවේද. රටක් වැඩහල්ලන දවසේ මුල්ම ගනුදෙනුව NLB ජීවිතයේ සිහිනයට වාසනාවේ ආශිර්වාදය.
කාලාන්තරයක් තිස්සේ අම්මලගේ විශ්වාසය දිනාගත්ත ධාන්‍ය වර්ග 4ක ගුණය පිරුණු CBL සමපෝෂ. දරුවන්ට ඕන කරන ප්‍රෝටීන්, විටමින්, ඛනිජ ලවණ තියෙන අපේම දෙයක් නේ. මෙයාලත් හරිම ආසයිනේ.
CBL සමපෝෂණ පවුලේ සමබර පෝෂණය. රටක වැඩ ඉදිරියට යන්නේ ඔබ නොසිතූ මේ ලොතරැයි විරුවාගේ දායකත්වයෙන් නොවේද. රටක් වැඩහල්ලන දවසේ මුල්ම ගනුදෙනුව NLB ජීවිතයේ සිහිනයට වාසනාවේ ආශිර්වාදය.
මේ දෑතින් රැකබලාගත්ත අප්‍රියස් වෙන්න කෙලින්ම CBL සමපෝෂ කොම්පැනිය මිලදී ගන්න නිසා අපේ ජීවිත රැකෙනව මහත්තයෝ.
දශක ගානක් අපේ රටේ කෘෂිකර්මාන්තයට වගේම රැකියා දහස් ගානක් බිහි කරලා රටේ ආර්ථිකයටත් සමපෝෂ ආයතනය ලොකු මෙහෙවරක් කරලා තියෙනවා.
එහෙනම් අපේ දරුවත් කන අපේම දෙයක්නේ.
CBL සමපෝෂ දයක් නංවන පෝෂණය. රටක වැඩ ඉදිරියට යන්නේ ඔබ නොසිතූ මේ ලොතරැයි විරුවාගේ දායකත්වයෙන් නොවේද. රටක් වැඩහල්ලන දවසේ මුල්ම ගනුදෙනුව NLB ජීවිතයේ සිහිනයට වාසනාවේ ආශිර්වාදය.
මේ දෑතින් රැකබලාගත්ත අප්‍රියස් වෙන්න කෙලින්ම CBL සමපෝෂ කොම්පැනිය මිලදී ගන්න නිසා අපේ ජීවිත රැකෙනව මහත්තයෝ.
දශක ගානක් අපේ රටේ කෘෂිකර්මාන්තයට වගේම රැකියා දහස් ගානක් බිහි කරලා රටේ ආර්ථිකයටත් සමපෝෂ ආයතනය ලොකු මෙහෙවරක් කරලා තියෙනවා.
එහෙනම් අපේ දරුවත් කන අපේම දෙයක්නේ.
CBL සමපෝෂ දයක් නංවන පෝෂණය.
Camporee, Colombo, Camporee, 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 Colombo.
From building virtual campsites, tents at our homes, inspections, to skill-orama activities, campfires and talent shows, and the list goes on. We did it all. This 7-day event was surely a novel experience for our scouts, and it was surely not an easy task to pull off, but was successfully pulled off with the dedication of a lot of people who worked behind the camera all day and night for this. Next up is an after movie of the 55th Colombo District Scout Camporee.
Revolutionizing the history of Sri Lankan scouting, the 55th Colombo Camporee 2020, the largest fully virtual multi-day event to be held in Sri Lanka, launched its path to reinvention on the 23rd of December 2020 and was held for the last 7 days with the participation of over 4,500 scouts.
Saying true, which once Lord Baden-Powell said, a scout is never taken by surprise. He knows exactly what to do when anything unexpected happens.
And look at you, what you are delivering. It's one of the best events I have attended this year.
It is indeed a great honor and a privilege to be present
යන මේ ජර්නි එක තමන්ගේ රස්සාව තමන් කරන්න යන තමන්ගේ ඉතුරු කියන්නේ ඉස්කෝලෙන් අවුට් වුණාට පස්සේ ජීවිතේ කරන්න ඒ කියන්නේ ජීවිතේ ඉතුරු කාලය තමන්ගේ ඉතුරු මුළු කාලයම තමන් කරන රස්සාව ඒ තමන්ගේ තියෙන පැෂන් එක අනුව තෝරගන්න.
Inward position. So push your hands, go down, and then come into this position. Called a mountain or Bhartadasana or Adho.
Certainly, without particular activities and without sports and other things that you do, you will be able to acquire the skills that you need to have in order to deliver results.
Etan Buddhanusasanam Malaba Sandutti.
Colombo of grade 5.
Registered for the event. More than 40 online activities have been organized for over 15 live streaming events taking place.
History was made, a benchmark was set, an idea people doubted all the way was made into an unquestionable reality, a virtual experience like no other, tagged as a roaring success by many, if not all. The moment when the wheel was reinvented. 55th Colombo Camporee 2020, a name to remember, for decades to come.
Now I would like to invite the mastermind behind the 55th Colombo Scout Camporee, who is none other than Mr. Supunjala, 55th Colombo Scout Camporee Organising Commissioner, Assistant District Commissioner, Rose and Youth Engagement, Sri Lanka Scout Association, Colombo District Branch, to deliver the vote of thanks.
As the visionary entrepreneur Steve Jobs once said, those who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Good evening, my dear friends in Scouting. Chief guest for tonight's closing ceremony, the Chief Commissioner of Sri Lanka Scouts, Major General Milinda Piris, President of Sri Lanka Scout Association, Mr. Mary Gunatilaka, Chairman of the Committee of the Council, Mr. Kapila Kalyana Pereira, Vice Presidents and members of the Committee of the Council of Sri Lanka Scout Association, Deputy Chief Commissioner and member of the World Scout Committee, Mr. Janaprit Fernando, all the other commissioners from the national headquarters, President of the Sri Lanka Scout Association Colombo District Branch, Mr. M.Z.M. Zaruk, the Chairman of the Executive Committee, Mr. Sarat Chandrasri Vitana, Vice Presidents and all the members of the Executive Committee of Sri Lanka Scout Association Colombo District Branch, my fellow Assistant District Commissioners, Scout leaders, my dear Scouts, parents, well-wishers, members of the media, and my dear brothers and sisters in Scouting. As the saying goes, all the good things must come to an end. So does the 55th Colombo Camporee. As we know, learning by doing is a key element of our Scout method. But this year, the Camporee, this key element, the learning by doing, was not only applicable to the Scouts who were taking part, but I believe it was applicable to us organizers as well. Because unlike any other Camporee, usually the normal Camporees we are well equipped to organize here in Colombo district. But unlike those, this year around, given the pandemic situation and given our decision to go fully virtual, we had to start from scratch. We had to think how we do each of these elements of the Camporee virtually. We had to conceptualize, we had to experiment, we had to test. And all that had to be done within 6 weeks. So I would say this whole planning and the execution process of the 55th Colombo Camporee was a learning experience for all stakeholders involved. So I'm sure all of you watched the after movie and is aware of what happened within this Camporee. So let me not touch on that. I would like to recognize and reveal to you all the stakeholders who are behind in making this a huge success. First of all, I would like to thank our Chief Commissioner, Major General Milinda Piris, for granting us his approval to go ahead with the 55th Colombo Camporee in a digital form, as well as all the support and the mentoring given during the course of this execution. Next, our Deputy Chief Commissioner, Mr. Janaprit Fernando, for giving the guidance, support and advisors as always. Thank you, sir, for all that moral encouragement as well. Next, we would like to thank the President of the Sri Lanka Scout Association, Mr. Mary Gunatilaka, the Vice Presidents and the Chairman of the Committee of the Council, Mr. Kapila Kalyana Pereira, and all other members of the Committee of the Council for virtually gracing us on this closing ceremony, and also for all the support extended. We hope that you will support the Colombo district activities in the future as well. And of course, big thank you to all the senior commissioners at the national headquarters, including the National Training Commissioner, Mr. Nanda Fernando, International Commissioner, Dr. Rajiv Piris, National Program Commissioner, Mr. Mata Rarachi, as well as all the other commissioners at the national headquarters. Next, I would like to thank someone really special who made our opening ceremony a very significant one. We would like to thank the Secretary General of the World Organization of the Scout Movement, Mr. Ahmed Al-Hindawi, who graced the opening ceremony as the chief guest and spoke to our Scouts and inspired them to take part in this Camporee very enthusiastically. Next, we would like to thank all the dignitaries who attended the events that were held within the Camporee. I mentioned a few names before as well, who were chief guests or guests of honors at different events held during the Camporee. I would like to mention the names I missed. We would like to thank Assistant Chief Commissioner for Cub Scouts, Mrs. Vatsala Vijayavikrama, for being the chief guest at the Cub Talent Show, and of course Ms. WML Chandrani for launching the Sigiti Scout activity, the Assistant Chief Commissioner for Sigiti Scouts, and then Assistant Chief Commissioner for Rovers and IT, Mr. Srila De Silva, who was the chief guest at the Youth Day, and of course Reverend Victor Malan Ratnaraja, who was the chief guest at the Carol service, and of course finally General Kamal Gun Ratna, who was the chief guest for the virtual campfire. Next is someone special that I would like to mention. It's none other than our very own brand ambassador of the 55th Colombo Camporee, Cub Scout Muhammad Farzan Muhammad Ammar. We would like to thank him for being our brand ambassador and supporting this endeavor. As all of you all know, he was the Cub Scout from 11th Colombo who scored 200 out of 200 marks at the recently held scholarship exam. Next, any event of this magnitude will not be a success without the financial support that we need. Therefore, we would like to thank our sponsors in this endeavor who supported us in making this dream a reality. First, the gold sponsors for the 55th Colombo Camporee, CBL, Summer Posha, and National Lotteries Board. We would like to thank the senior management of both the institutions for supporting us in this endeavor as gold sponsors. Next, I would like to recognize and acknowledge the event partners of ours who supported us in making this a reality. First, the knowledge partners, United Nations volunteers who supported us for the Youth Day, and then Toastmasters International District 82 who conducted the Lead Through Communication 101 sessions. Next, the technology partner for the event, Digico Labs, who made the back end of the website and made the whole process of the back end operations very smooth. And next, the videography partner, Reliance Creatives, who made this live stream that you are watching right now a very smooth one, a production of very high quality, which was produced by the Reliance Creatives team, and a big thank you to everyone there. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Nimal Bulat Singhala for providing us with a backup source of energy through his providing generators. And then we would like to make a special mention about the Sri Lanka Girl Guides Association. I think after so many years, Sri Lanka Girl Guides officially participated in the 55th Colombo Camporee, and we would like to thank the leadership there, including Ms. Sulali Jayawardena, the newly appointed Chief Commissioner, and the Deputy Chief Commissioner, Dr. Kush Herath, who graced the Youth Day as the guest of honor as well, and then Commissioner for Rangers and Youth for coordinating the entire effort, and all the Girl Guides and Rangers who took part in the Youth Day. I believe you had a wonderful learning experience. Next, I would like to thank all the rovers from invited districts who took part in the Youth Day. We would like to thank the Nigambo, Kandy, Trinco, and Morato Piliandala rovers who took part in the Youth Day, and we would like to thank the respective district commissioners and ADC rovers for coordinating it. Next, our keynote speakers at the Youth Day, Mr. Nilan Mihidukula Surya and Ms. Diniti Vijayasekara from UNV, for providing some great educational insights to our Youth Day participants. Next, I would like to move on to the cultural exchange programs we conducted. There were 3 international as well as 1 local invited district program. So first of all, I would like to thank the scouts from Taiwan who took part, and Miss Elif Yang from Buddha Light Scout Troop in Taiwan for coordinating that effort. Next, the scouts from USA, we would like to thank Miss Aileen Brooks from Texas Scouts, and then scouts from Japan, the Yokohama Scouts, coordinated by our very own Mr. Prasad Dunstan. So a big thank you for all those international delegates who took part in the cultural exchange program. And of course, not forgetting the Jaffna Scouts who took part in the invited district exchange program. We would like to thank the District Commissioner of Jaffna as well as the Scouts from St. John's College. Next, we had a very impressive lineup of entertaining live streams in our 7 o'clock evening belt. I'm sure most of y'all would have enjoyed that. So I would like to thank all the troops and the scout leaders of those troops who submitted items for these events, such as the talent show for the Cubs, the campfire, and the carol service. So a big thank you to all those scout troops who took part. And then most of these live streams wouldn't have been a possibility without the compeers who made them very energetic and lively. This year we made it a point to make sure that all our live events were hosted by scouts themselves. So in this regard, all the scouts who competed, we have published their names in the Isunia. I kindly request all of you all to go there and see that as well. And we would like to thank all of them for entertaining us and hosting us during all these live streams. Then we had a couple of very interesting sessions in our morning live stream. First thing was the yoga sessions conducted by Mahara Khan Foundation and Astaka Yoga Mandir of Sri Lanka. We would like to thank them for voluntary support given to us. As well as then we had the mindfulness trainings conducted by the CCC line on maintaining your mental well-being, conducted by Ms. Jayankani Vijayavardhana and Mr. Buddhika Bulatsingala. A big thank you to them as well. Next, I believe one of the most attractive segments of our evening live stream was the fireside chats, and we would like to thank the two invitees who attended the chats, Mr. Kishu Gomez and Mr. Bhathiya Jayakodi. Next, we had a very unique event in this Camporee. I believe you all saw the video of the Secret Santa Fund. So we would like to again thank all the anonymous contributors who contributed to the Secret Santa Fund. Next, of course, is one area that is of great significance for a movement like Scouting, which is an educational movement. That is the media and PR coverage we receive. This Camporee, I believe, was a tide turner in that aspect, where we received a vast amount of media coverage, and we would like to thank all print, electronic and digital media partners of ours for that support given to us in making the general public aware of this unique Camporee, the first ever virtual Camporee, the biggest fully virtual multi-day event that is conducted in Sri Lanka to this date, a very public event. Next, I would like to thank three very important stakeholder groups without whose support this Camporee wouldn't have been possible. No matter what the names or organizations I mentioned prior did, without the support of these three stakeholder groups, this Camporee wouldn't have been a success. So first of all, I would like to thank all the parents of the Scouts, Cubs, Sigiti Scouts and Rovers who took part in this Camporee, because it is you who provided our Scouts with the facilities that are needed to join on this Camporee virtually from their homes. And also it is you who guided them, who motivated them, and who helped them in completing their activities and joining in the live streams, etc. So a big thank you for all of you to making this Camporee a very interactive one and an engaging one by getting your sons and daughters to take part in it in a very productive way. And the second stakeholder group, of course, is the grassroots level contacts of the Scout movement, the Scout leaders, the live wire behind Camporee are always the Scout leaders who coordinate the work that the organizing team does, as well as coordinating that with the participants, the Scouts. So a big thank you to all the Scout leaders of Colombo for taking that effort and sacrificing your time on 7 days and making this Camporee a beneficial one for your Scouts. Next, the most important stakeholder group, the participants. I would like to thank all the Sigiti, Cub, Junior, Senior and Rover Scouts who took part in this Camporee. I would say in very simple terms, you guys were awesome, and you guys made us feel proud as well for organizing this. This Camporee we initially conceptualized in a very low key, and day by day it grew, and the activities increased. The capacity we wanted to have this increased, and the magnitude of the event increased. But it was on the first day of the Camporee that all of us got inspired by you guys, the scouts of Colombo, because on the first day of the Camporee, the morning, when you all started building your tents at your home and started sharing them on social media, we knew with the numbers that were growing on social media, number of pictures that were there, we knew the Colombo scouts has grabbed this opportunity with both hands, and they are here to take part very productively. That was the signal we got from you scouts, and from that point onwards, we have come a long way to date, where we are trying to close the Camporee. So I believe during these 7 days, you all would have learned a lot of things, and in different aspects, and I hope you all would put that into use in the coming years of your life. So finally, a very big thank you to all of the scouts who took part in this Camporee. Next, I would like to thank the Executive Committee of the Sri Lanka Scout Association Colombo District Branch for all the support extended. And next, a very key important person, I would like to thank the District Commissioner of Colombo, Mr. Amil Abesundara, who had the confidence in myself as well as my team, and who believed that this dream of ours could be a reality. And we would like to thank him for all the support, advice given to us, and also very voluntarily providing his office premises to conduct, to have and set up the Camporee Operations Center as well as the studios. So a big thank you to our very own District Commissioner, Mr. Amil Abesundara. And of course, a big thank you to all my fellow ADCs. And next, I would like to thank my amazing team, the organizing committee. I think all of us have spent so much of sleepless nights, so much of hard work, and so much of challenges. But at the end of the day, we have, after these 7 days, we can be really proud that we have made history. We have created a new tradition in scouting of Sri Lanka, and we have shown the entire world what Colombo Scouts are capable of. So a big thank you to my amazing team of the organizing committee. And then I believe I would like to make a personal note on this regard. I would like to thank my parents and my brother for supporting me throughout the last 1.5 months. And also I would like to place on record my appreciation for the District Commissioner and all the ADCs in placing the trust they have placed in giving this responsibility of organizing Colombo Camporee on the shoulders of a 28-year-old. And I believe you all have shown great confidence in me, and I believe I have delivered. Next, we would like to acknowledge all the other stakeholders which I would have missed, and I sincerely apologize for any missed names or organizations, but we would like to appreciate all those individuals or organizations that helped make us this Camporee a huge success. And finally, we would like to apologize for any inconvenience caused to any individual or organization during the course of the Camporee or before it. We never meant it, but we do appreciate your patience whilst we took on this very humongous challenge. So we have set a benchmark. I'm sure the next Camporee, whether it's held physically or virtually, would be something way better than this as well. That's something we would always work for. So until we meet at the next Colombo Camporee, be prepared, have a pleasant day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now you'll be witnessing the breaking down of the 55th Colombo District Scout Camporee flag.
Imaya, we have unknowingly come to the end of this successful 7-day event of the 55th Colombo Scout Camporee, which has set a milestone in the path to reinvention for the Colombo Camporees.
But the end of this Camporee is just the beginning of the path to reinvention of scouting in Colombo. So Scouts, be prepared and let's meet again at the 56th Colombo District Scout Camporee.
Camporee, Colombo, Camporee.